Voice-activated technology is literally everywhere today. You can use it to send a text message, play music, or even keep up with the news.
Hey Google, what's the news?
Here's the latest news.
But back in 1998, this was a novel concept, especially in the world of video games. And so, in the void between the first and second generations of Pokémon titles, Nintendo commissioned a spin-off. This spin-off, to be exact, Hey You, Pikachu. This is far from the first time I've spoken about a Pokémon game on this channel, but I think this is the first time I've really gone in depth on Pokémon as a phenomenon. Pikachu and co. quite literally took the world by storm in the late 90s and early noughties, with merchandising and marketing on levels that would make even Hello Kitty blush. There was even, by no joke, a fleet of Pokémon planes that only left circulation a few short years ago. But of course, like any media empire, total entertainment domination is the ultimate goal. And with anime, trading card games, and role-playing video games dominated, it was time to take on the virtual pet. With the long-lasting appeal and the tenured history of the Pokémon franchise, it's easy to forget that it was not the only Japanese mega hit at the end of the 20th century. There was also Tamagotchi, an incredibly popular line of products centered around a digital keychain pet that you could raise, take care of, and play with. Kind of launched the whole virtual pet craze. Of course, today, in an age filled with smartphones that have tons of games on them, it feels kind of primitive, but back then, I remember seeing them in every supermarket in the UK. And I don't mean like electronic stores, I mean like Tesco and Asda. There's a bunch of Americans watching this who have no idea what a Tesco is, and I am living for it. Not to be outdone, in 1998, in partnership with Ambrella, Nintendo released Hey You, Pikachu in Japan. It would take 2 years for it to come out stateside, and curiously, it would never get a European release, which kind of boggles the mind. On paper, look at Pikachu. Look at this adorable yellow bastard. You want this thing as your friend and you don't even know what its care needs are. For all you know, it needs to eat raw chicken 3 times a day and it poops fire, but it's so cute that you just don't give a toss. Hey You Pikachu is also one of 2 games that use this, the Nintendo 64's voice recognition unit, often referred to in shorthand as the VRU, or just the N64 microphone. Because, I mean, who's going to call it a VRU? The other game to use it was Densha de Go, a Japan-only train simulator, the name of which I've probably just butchered. The VRU lets you use your voice to directly talk to Pikachu, and that's the primary way of controlling this game. By talking into the microphone, after awkwardly clipping it onto your controller, you can live out every child's dream and actually interact with a Pokémon. Pikachu, use Thunderbolt. Well, it didn't like that much. Maybe if we start the game, its mood will improve. The game starts with a young child being woken by their mother. It's the day of Professor Oak's test. And of course, do not forget your weird yellow Pokédex thing. Sorry, I mean the Poké Helper. Outside, the professor administers the test. Talk to Pikachu. That's it. That's the test. Why is Professor Oak all over these spin-off games? Think about it. He's the driving force in Snap, who sends Todd out to get all his pictures. His laboratory is a central location in Pokémon Stadium 1 and 2, and now he has employed a child under the guise of a test. Methinks the Department of Labour might want to have a word with old Samuel. Obviously, this quote-unquote test is just the start of the tutorial segment. A surprisingly long, in-depth tutorial. Or at least it will be an in-depth experience if the little bugger actually listened. This game is infamous for being incredibly unresponsive. It proudly boasts that Pikachu can understand 256 different words and phrases. However, it appears that none of them are words or phrases that you would actually use. Case in point, the tutorial has Pikachu show you various objects, such as a ball, which it promptly hocks right at your face. Ow, you little Up next, it's time to help Bulbasaur gather ingredients for a special stew. The aim is simple: walk around with Pikachu and have Magnemite whisk away each vegetable. There are, however, two critical problems with this task. First, the camera is absolutely shocking. You're stuck on Pikachu, with no way to see anything around you, meaning you have to pull far, far, far away and hope that Pikachu doesn't flip out that you're trying to escape from him. Second, he doesn't sodding listen. Yeah, that's gonna be a theme, trust me. He'll pick up something, and then totally ignore whatever you just said and eat the bloody thing.
Pikachu! Pikachu!
If it made mystery soup, then there mustn't have been enough ingredients.
Well, yeah, there won't be enough if the little bugger just eats everything! Get off my property!
Pikachu!
Well, hopefully that'll be the last we see of that inconsiderate rodent.
Pika!
Son of a... Fine, I'll play along some more. This day's activities put you and Pikachu out in the wild to, I'll be honest, I wasn't sure what exactly I was supposed to do. I think I'm meant to do something with the oddish sticking out of the ground, but the camera issues made this an absolute pig to play. Whoa, calm down there, little guy, calm down. I'm sure the next thing we do will be better, right? Surely? It's gotta get good at some point. Please? Spoiler alert, it never gets good. It's time for Pikachu to show off its caring side and babysit some Caterpie while their mother is off at bingo or something. It's pretty simple this time. Simply wait for one of the babies to turn blue, let Pikachu run off to a tree, and then tell Pikachu to thunderbolt down a rosebud, which it then feeds to the starving, abandoned child. At least I think it's starving. Hey, lady, thanks for coming back. You might want to take your kid to the doctor? Oh, no, you've bribed us with a ruby instead. Should we call Child Protective Services or something? So, are we just not going to talk about it? You just want to ignore the world and fish? Okay. There's something up with this Pikachu. Hey, bring that back. I need that toolbox. Oh, it's feeding the Caterpie with the snacks we were given. I guess it's okay. Something is still very wrong with this picture, though. Against better judgment, the game has you invite Pikachu home to live with you, which ends this lengthy tutorial segment and unlocks the first round of games which you can play with Pikachu. Let's start by going to the beach and playing a piñata game. Somehow, despite Pikachu completely ignoring direction, I won, and now get to go to another beach to look for hidden pirate treasure. And suddenly Pikachu responds to what I say. Does the idea of untold riches suddenly motivate you? Christ, you really are a sociopath. Around this time, Camera Lady, who was thoroughly fed up of listening to me complain about Pikachu, figured that she would have a crack at it. We theorized two reasons why it might be a pretty good idea. Reason 1, this game never came out in Europe, and as such, my English accent might be giving it issues. Her South Jersey dialect may actually fare better. And the second reason, I'm a grown-up, particularly I'm a grown male with a deeper voice than the target demographic. We figured that a higher-pitched female voice may have a better chance of getting results.
So I decided to try it out, as Adam was failing horribly, and I was tired of hearing it, to be honest. We theorized that perhaps my voice might work a bit better, as it is less manly. I tried a couple variations of my voice. My normal voice. Hey Pikachu.
Pika.
My customer service voice. No.
Oh wow. Wow.
And an obnoxious, childlike voice.
Magnemite. Pikachu.
I also tried screaming at it like the kids on Blue's Clues, because I assumed it was probably calibrated in such conditions. The results were, well, I needed some hot tea with honey afterwards.
I'm starting to understand why Greg Orlando said that this game was like chicken that tastes of glucose in his review for Next Generation. I wish I had the talent to come up with that kind of metaphor.
Realizing that it made no difference who was speaking or how they spoke, I had another go at it, and holy rabbit of Carebonong, I managed to get Pikachu to send off all 3 of the ingredients that Bulbasaur asked for. Okay, I've earned this reward screen. Let's see what I get.
Bitch, you thought.
I literally did exactly what was asked for and failed. Reminds me of university.
It's around this point that you ask yourself what your bad game tolerance level is, and you really start to push back against the game. Pikachu can understand 256 words and phrases, but as far as I know, hurling abuse at him is something that he doesn't quite understand, even if it does make you feel a fair bit better. Fine, I'm sorry I called you a bottom-feeding turd monster. Let's go to the beach and I'll make it up to you, okay?
I'm almost done here, but before I go, there's something I want to cover.
This Pikachu has problems. Like, look, here we are, back at the beach, and we find a sword. Jesus wept, put that down! You are far too enthusiastic to have a deadly weapon in your hands. I'm convinced that this Pikachu has escaped from some kind of violent offenders facility. Besides this, he just randomly electrocutes things, sheerly for the fun of it. He sleeps on your bed while forcing you to sleep on the floor, and... Wait, why is that sword above where my head would be?
I think I'm going to stop playing now before... Oh god!
Pika Pika.
What do you want?
Pika.
All of my money?
Pikachu.
Never! That is reserved for weird toys and stuff I find on eBay, despite the fact I'm in my 20s and losing my hair. Take this!
Pika.
That wasn't what I threw. Where was I again?
Oh, yeah, I was wrapping up. Hey You Pikachu just isn't a good time. It's frustrating, it's repetitive, and I just can't see the target demographic of children sticking with it long enough to warrant the asking price. Which, as of writing, isn't exactly cheap, especially once you include the needed microphone.
What I'm saying is, if you want a violent, pint-sized rodent that barely listens to you, consider having children instead. Good night!
Hi, this is Camera Lady. Please like and subscribe to Technical Cake Mix. If you don't, I'll come to your house and personally peek your microphone like I did here.